If you're seeing this, it means I wasn't able to complete my regular weekly video because of a migraine. Let's start with the inspiration behind this video. 100% was Witty Alien quitting streaming. For those of you that don't know Witty Alien, he invented the Alien Gambit, he invented the Martian Gambit. He absolutely smashed chess for 3 years and did 30-hour streams, 28-hour streams, and then unfortunately recently burnt out and quit chess, and not just streaming but content creation completely. I haven't even mentioned this before, but I actually quit streaming 6 months ago, something like this. I wasn't really good at it to begin with, so you probably didn't even notice that I even started because I had streamed to like 7 people, the early Twitch grind. It wasn't until I saw Witty Alien's video that I realized someone else was in the exact same boat as me. He just worked incredibly hard through the pain, which I decided not to do. I decided to just focus on YouTube. I didn't really want to post this. This is a backup video. I was inspired to make this today because I recorded a 45-minute video. I poured my heart and soul into it on the computer. I made the lighting brighter than usual because I really wanted the quality to look good. It wasn't until I got to the end of the video I realized my recording software, I didn't click a certain button. Usually it's automated, but I had to double check it. I didn't. So I talked to no one for 45 minutes because my mic was muted. Normally I can only record 20 to 30 minutes. I pushed that limit a little bit. Sometimes I can do it without getting a migraine. Sometimes I'll just get a headache. But I pushed that limit today and I'm paying for it. You might notice that the room is dim. I've got all the curtains closed. I've got just one little light in front of me, but I've got it on like the sleep light kind of mode. And I'm just here at the chessboard because I physically could not record the exact same video all over again on the computer. And I might not get time this week. I've got a weekend tournament coming up as well for chess. The reason why I quit streaming myself was 3 reasons. This is a bit of a personal video, so I'm willing to share after Witty inspired me to open up a bit to you guys. I'm embarrassed to admit I can't read very well. This is a pretty big cause of headaches when I'm streaming because I'm trying to read comments and I have to really focus. I don't think I'm like fully dyslexic or anything. I definitely struggle to read longer words. My vocabulary is very limited. My grammar is horrendous. These are some limitations I have as a content creator. I'm working on them. I made a bit of a mistake growing up. I had every opportunity. I went to public school. I just wasn't interested in learning or education. I didn't need an education because in Australia you can just work in a factory. I myself went into carpentry. I was a carpenter by trade. I built houses. I worked in hotel maintenance. I went to Canada on a working holiday, met my beautiful partner doing like hospitality jobs. I did labor jobs, I did event jobs, anything in the sun where I could lift stuff. So education, I didn't really need it. Problem with this might shock even some of my closest friends, maybe even some family members, distant relatives. I didn't read my first book, and I mean read as in I actually read the book from cover to cover until I was 21. I got through a college education for carpentry, which is they just put the book of answers on the table and you just copy it, so it's not very hard. But I managed to work my way through life without having to read by skimming blurbs and things like that for a book, asking friends to barely pass assessments in school, which I dropped out at grade 10 anyway. What this is called is a bit of a learning curve with reading. I struggle to read comments that come through quickly on the stream. It gives me a headache just trying to focus on it. It's my own doing. I could have read at any point in my life. No one stopped me. It's my own fault. And it's a small issue. It doesn't really affect me too much, but it's just a little bit, it makes streaming a little bit more difficult. So that's one reason. The second reason is probably the most important though, which you might have guessed already, is migraines. I can't stream for longer than an hour without getting at least a headache. If I go for an hour and a half, which you kind of need to at least go for 2 hours, I'll almost definitely get a migraine and I'll be out the rest of the day or I won't be very productive. The migraine's caused by a few things. One, the bright light of the streaming light, which you kind of need. I typically start to lose my hearing a little bit on stream. I have really bad tinnitus, like ringing in my ears. Probably from a mixture of things, including time spent in the trades around loud power tools, multiple concussions playing football, and during a worksite as well, which I'll share very soon, how I got knocked out at work. I speculate that these concussions are probably the reason behind some of my migraine issues and things like this, because it is a thing. Bright lights can affect you more. You're more prone to migraines and things like this. So probably about 4 of my concussions were from footy. I loved my footy as a kid. I loved my basketball, any sport really. But one concussion, probably the worst concussion I had, was from carpentry. I'm wondering if this is what caused a lot of these kind of physical side effects, but I have no way of knowing. Could be from anything, right? Could be bad posture. It's another thing I worked through with the physio. I had a twisted C vertebrae in my neck, which they sorted out, but the physio charges like 220 for like 20 minutes. So I don't really have the luxury of doing that anymore. I could, but I mean, I'd be broke. So I rather spend my money elsewhere. And it doesn't cure the migraine, it just helps a little bit. Just less pressure on the spine, less pressure on the jaw. When you're sitting at the computer, it exacerbates the migraines, which I wrote in the comments for Witty Alien. Like maybe he just sitting in a chair for 30 hours, maybe that was affecting his migraines. Who knows? Oh, the story. So I'm 32 now, for some reference. I started chess at 28. I did know how the pieces moved before that, but properly playing at 28. But I was on the job site one day. I was building houses. I was, I don't know, 16 or 17-year-old kid. Shy, socially anxious, just getting absolutely bullied every day by my boss. You know, you're treated like dirt for your entire apprenticeship. You're worthless, you're constantly sworn at. Not a good time. But the day I got knocked out, I don't know if it was one concussion or a double concussion. My boss at the time paid a pack of cigarettes, to his mate who got out of prison the day before. He was actually an alright guy, he just had a bit of a bender. But he paid this guy a pack of ciggies to work in the sun for 8 hours. No skills, no qualifications, no nothing. So of course he didn't know how to use a hammer. And I was just walking down the hallway, he was on a ladder, he was banging, it's called a top plate, 2 timber frames together, connecting them. So he's up on the ladder, banging down like this, walking down the hallway, and of course he's just missed. And he's cracked me right in the temple, knocked me out, and then, so he's knocked me out here, and then I've hit the concrete on the other side, here. I'd had 4 concussions by this, so I wasn't too concerned. So I got knocked out, but when I came back to, figured out what just happened, my boss was freaking out, because he's like, oh, whoops, I messed up. He's worried about getting sued or something, probably. So he's quite concerned, asked me if I was alright. Being in a typical toxic masculinity kind of workforce, you're not allowed to have feelings, so I'm like, I'm alright. When he realised I was okay and not brain damaged, and he said, sit down for 5 to 10 minutes and get back to work. It's like classic my apprentice experience. I wasn't with a big company or a union, so you just copped it. Just copped it every day. But yeah, I think this concussion affected me. Maybe that's why I'm having those sorts of side effects. It's just like an annoying thing I need to deal with, and I thought I'd let you guys know. This is why I don't push out more than 1 video a week, or sometimes 2 if I'm really bold. This is why I don't stream. This is why maybe I'll do more of these migraine-friendly coffee table chess videos, because I can actually record them without wrecking my day. Because when it hurts to record something, you just don't want to do it. I don't mind editing. Editing doesn't seem to affect me as much as recording. I think it's mainly the lights. So that's reason number 2. Migraines, maybe from concussions, maybe not. Can barely read's number 1, or it's really focused and hard for me. These 2 combined with chess, it's difficult. Number 3, I'm just an introvert by nature, you know? It's just me. I'm an introvert. I like doing my own thing. I love creating the YouTube content. I don't have to please anyone. Not that I care enough to please anyone on stream. I'm old enough now to be myself and completely happy with myself. I struggled with this a lot as a young man, you know, going through the trades and all this sort of thing. I definitely wear my heart on my sleeve and I put a lot of emotion and passion into everything I do, and I wasn't comfortable with that when I was younger. I'm comfortable with it now. I love the person I've become and the challenges I've overcome. People have been through much worse. I won't share too much more about my story there. That's just a brief why I got concussed from work. There's plenty more stories there, but this is a chess channel, not a carpentry channel. I just wanted to let you into my world, why I specifically don't post a lot of videos and why I don't stream, and why there'll be more of these coffee table videos in the future. A lot of these are more beginner based. I'm trying to do the computer as advanced because it's easier for me to put advanced stuff on there. So I'm doing the Holgar Made in 2 series online. I've picked the best, I think, 802 puzzles that I did spaced repetition on my 5th time through, try and explain my thought process. Before that, a lot of you guys weren't part of the channel, so you might not have even realized if you don't go back far enough. I did a mini master series. Pretty sure I've done just shy of 30 videos. I just covered like my favorite games, like the opera game, the evergreen game, all these famous games from history, with some occasional famous modern games like Magnus and Gotham and Hans and Hikaru, Judith Polgar and Susan Polgar, because I just love them from this book. I really do. Like, their story's incredible. And yeah, the coffee table is the current series I'm doing occasionally when I can be bothered making an extra video, on top of my work and regular YouTube commitments, as well as improving at my own chess. But yeah, more beginner friendly or personal like this. I think the coffee table is a nice personal touch where I share more of myself. I've hidden away a lot. I've been doing this for 11 months. I don't think I've really shared much in that time except chess. I'd love to talk a bit more about my journey and things like this in future videos if anyone is interested. Definitely let me know in the comments if you relate, if you have migraines, if you're a content creator or a streamer and you struggle with this, like if it's a daily challenge, I'm here for you. I hope you don't burn out. I'd prefer you, if you are a streamer watching this, maybe you're a small time streamer like I was, like very small. Maybe you're a big time streamer. Don't go so hard that you can't do anything. Streaming is the easiest thing to cut back on. Don't let the streaming interfere with like YouTube creation and every other passion in your life. Find the balance. I think it's so important. You got to find the balance. This is a passionate career because you probably love chess yourself. Don't kill your passion in order to do this, because majority of us will never make much money from this ever. It's been 11 months for me now and I'm nowhere near getting monetized. So there's no point, especially if you're going to start creating a chess channel soon. Don't kill your passion for this. This is not a money thing. This is a passion thing. The skills you gain from content creation is incredible and it's fun working on things you enjoy doing. I'm going to leave it at that. I should be hanging out with a friend right now. I'm sure he'll understand that I'm going to probably go lay down for a half an hour and rest my eyes in a dark room before catching up. He's a good mate, so he'll understand. Thank you. I will see you soon at the coffee table.